Hello everyone. In the last lecture of application of thermodynamics, the topic of discussion was the concept of free energy in ideal gas. But today's topic is the concept of free energy in real gas, and simultaneously the terminology fugacity will also be discussed here. In order to do this, we have to start with the expression of chemical potential for a pure substance, which is mu equals to molar free energy. Molar free energy means the overall free energy per mole, that means which will be divided by total number of moles, resulting in G bar, which is actually written as mu. The expression of differential of this free energy G from the fundamental equation of thermodynamics is minus HdT plus VdP. If this equation is divided by n, that is number of moles in both sides, then dividing both sides of this equation by n gives the total differential of the chemical potential with these same independent variables. Look, this is the equation. dg becomes d mu, okay, by dividing with n, and s becomes s bar and v becomes v bar. If the temperature is kept constant, then this part becomes 0, then dP will go to the denominator of the left hand side, and in the right hand side only V bar remains in this equation. So we get the expression of del mu by del P at constant T equal to V bar. Similarly, if pressure is kept constant, then this part becomes 0, and this dt part goes to the denominator of the left hand side, and in the right hand side we have minus s bar. So we have the expressions, these two expressions, del mu by del P at constant temperature equal to V bar, and del mu by del T at constant pressure equal to minus s bar. Our main equation is this one. Actually, for this topic this equation would be utilized. Okay, so let's cross multiply the equation in the previous form to get in the previous form. Previous form means this form, but the temperature is made constant. That means we come back to the expression d mu equals to V bar dP, mentioning that temperature is constant. Okay, therefore at constant temperature d mu is V bar dP. Okay, so this is equation number 10. Actually this number comes from the continuation from the previous lectures. We have to integrate this equation number 10 by giving limits. What limits we should give here? The limits from standard state to any other state or the experimental state. Standard state, at standard state mu is mu 0, and at any other state mu is simply written as mu, whereas pressure is P0 and any other pressure or the experimental pressure is simply P. So by integrating equation 10 giving limits from standard state at pressure P0 and chemical potential mu 0 to any other state at pressure P and chemical potential mu, we get what we get. This expression is obtained. What is that? Now integration mu 0 to mu of d mu gives mu minus mu 0, whereas integration of this part is directly not possible because V bar is also a function of pressure, so we cannot integrate this. Just simply we are writing the expression integration P0 to P, and this V bar when written as a function of P, that is when this V bar is written RT by P, then we can write integration P0 to P RT by P dP, and when dP by P is integrated, then it gives the result ln P, and RT are constants, so the result is RT ln P. Now imposing the limits P0 to P, it gives the results RT ln P by P0. Now the main vital part of this lecture, that is the concept of fugacity. Fugacity is actually the idealized pressure of real gas. Actually, when you are determining the pressure, you are determining the pressure of real gas. But you know from the van der Waals equation that the exact or actual pressure is not determined. What pressure is reflected in your barometer or pressure measuring instrument is less than that the original pressure. Why? Because there are intermolecular attraction forces which drag or which pull the molecules from hitting the wall of the container. So less pressure is actually recorded. So the original pressure should be higher. Okay. So here chemical potential is plotted against pressure. So this logarithmic curve is obtained and this solid line curve is for the real gas. So original pressure, suppose at this point, if the pressure is P, okay, if it would have been an ideal gas, there would have been no intermolecular attraction force, then the pressure, actual pressure would have been little greater than that. That means instead of here, the pressure would have been here. Similarly, suppose at this point, the pressure should be instead of this point, the pressure should have been here, a little greater than the real gas. Here also, suppose the pressure is recorded here in our instrument, but the original pressure is here from the perspective of ideal gas. Okay, so in case of ideal gas, if mu is plotted against pressure, then the logarithmic curve which is obtained would be placed above the curve of the real gas. So this dashed line curve is for the ideal gas. Look here, this point. This point is the point where the chemical potential is mu. So at this chemical potential, where the chemical potential of the real gas is mu, the pressure is measured to be P. Now at this pressure, if it would have been an ideal gas, there would have been no intermolecular attraction force. Then for the same chemical potential, what would be the value of pressure of the ideal gas? No, it should not be above. We have to move along the x-axis now, parallel to the x-axis now, not to the parallel to the y-axis, because now pressure is not changing. Okay, the pressure is now changing. The chemical potential is not changing. In the previous case, what did I say? I said that if the pressure is recorded to be P for the real gas, then if it would have been an ideal gas, the pressure would have been measured or placed above that point. Suppose at this point. Okay, so in those cases we were moving parallel to the y-axis, keeping the pressure constant. Now the chemical potential is constant, pressure should be changed. So we have to move along the parallel to the y-axis. Parallel to x-axis. So the point is that the chemical potential mu is constant. At that point, the pressure of the real gas is measured to be capital P. At that particular chemical potential, if the pressure of the ideal gas would have been measured, then it would have been measured less than that. That is, the idealized pressure of that real gas would have been less than P, and this pressure is the fugacity of that real gas. So this is the property of the real gas, not the property of the ideal gas. Okay, but what we say, we would say that fugacity is the idealized pressure of the real gas. That means in its definition we would say that there would have been no intermolecular attraction force. Then at the same chemical potential, the pressure that would have been that can be measured or that could have been measured is the fugacity of that particular real gas, and it is established from this equation or from this graphical presentation that the fugacity is always less than the original pressure. F is always less than P. Now move on to P0 part. So P0 part is the pressure of the gas at STP. So this P0 cannot be can be a hypothetical state for the real gas. Why it is a hypothetical state of the real gas? Because you are measuring the pressure P0. Okay, the gas is at standard state. So gas is at standard state, but the gas is a real gas. These two things are contradictory things. So if we want to say that what is the pressure what is the standard pressure of the real gas, then this question is an invalid question. So in case of P0, we cannot show two types of pressure. Only one pressure is P0, which is at STP, because at STP pressure is always 1 atmospheric pressure. So what can be other pressure? Then the standard state would change, isn't it? So here three types of pressures are here. One is P0, another is F, another is P. So from this discussion you must understand that the dimension of F has the dimension of pressure. Okay, now move on to the equation. So the chemical potential mu, this 2 mu, this mu is for the ideal gas and this mu is for the real gas. So these 2 mu or these two expressions are not same. When this mu is plotted against pressure, then this dashed line is obtained. When this mu is plotted against pressure, then this dashed line is obtained. So if chemical potential is plotted as a function of pressure at constant temperature, then it will differ for a real gas, which is a solid curve, from that of an ideal gas, which is a dashed curve. And definitely the graph for the ideal gas will be placed above the real gas. The expression of chemical potential in terms of pressure of the ideal gas and fugacity of the real gas are these two. Okay, these two mu terms are different. For the first one, the ideal gas has the chemical potential mu0 plus RT ln P by P0, while in terms of fugacity, the expression of chemical potential of the real gas is mu0 plus RT ln F by P0. This F is actually fugacity of the real gas, and this mu0 are same because the gas is same. Okay, so this mu0 is same because this is the standard chemical potential and this cannot be changed. So these two are same. Point A, here is the elaboration. Point A is the standard state of the ideal gas. Definitely this is the standard state where the corresponding pressure is P0. Point B is the state of the real gas at pressure P. This point has pressure, corresponding pressure P. The projection line cuts at P. So this is the pressure of the real gas at point B. The fugacity F of the real gas at pressure P. Look at this line. Emphasis, given emphasis on this line. Okay, the fugacity F of the real gas at pressure P. Do you understand? At pressure P, what should be the fugacity? That means at pressure P, the fugacity should be the idealized pressure of that particular gas. Once again, I am saying that fugacity is the pressure of is actually the property of the real gas, not of the ideal gas. But this is the idealized pressure. Okay. So the fugacity F of the real gas at pressure P is equal to the pressure of the ideal gas. Now look at the point. Having the same chemical potential as the real gas, which is at point C. Okay, having the same chemical potential. If a gas is not an ideal gas, its standard state is a hypothetical state. As I have said, this would have been a hypothetical state. Okay, now we have got the expression of fugacity as F equal to P0 exponential mu minus mu0 by RT. How did it come? This equation come? Let me go back here. Okay, here rearrange this equation. So this mu0 part goes to the left hand side, becomes mu minus mu0. Then when this RT part goes to the left hand side, it goes to the denominator. That means in the numerator you get mu minus mu0 and in the denominator you get RT. Now this, when this ln part is abolished or this ln part is removed, then it goes to the exponential power. So exponential power, in the power of the exponential we have mu minus mu0 over RT. Now F minus P0 is that expression actually. So what is the expression of F? Expression of F is nothing but P0 into exponential having power mu minus mu0 over RT. So thus we got the equation number 11. Here's the equation number 11. Okay. Now fugacity has the dimension of pressure. I have said that it is being plotted in the pressure axis. So definitely if it wouldn't have been the dimension of pressure, it could not have been plotted in the pressure axis. So definitely fugacity has the dimension of pressure, and definitely it has the unit of pressure also. You can use the fugacity is something atmosphere, or fugacity is something bar or millimeter Hg, whatever. It is the pressure of the real gas in a hypothetical condition of no intermolecular forces, but the chemical potential being the same at a particular temperature. This is the main point. This is the exact elaboration of the term fugacity, and it is the idealized pressure of a real gas. In this expression of fugacity, we see that there is no presence of pressure of that gas. So P is missing here. So we have to express fugacity in terms of P. In order to do this, we have to take help of the second virial coefficient. Let's move fugacity and the second virial coefficient. We have to take two different chemical potentials where the gas has two different pressures, such as P prime and P double prime. Corresponding chemical potentials are mu prime and mu double prime. On the other hand, the corresponding fugacities are F prime and F double prime respectively. So we have that equation mu minus mu 0 RT ln F by P0. In that equation we have to put this. Look, mu minus mu 0 plus RT ln F by P0, but in place of mu we are writing in the first equation mu prime, and in the second equation mu double prime. On the other hand, in place of fugacity we are writing in the first equation F prime, in place of the fugacity in case of the second equation we are writing F double prime. We have to subtract this equation from this equation now. By doing that we are getting equation number 12. Okay, just subtract them in the left hand side. This part is subtracted by this part, so mu prime minus mu double prime. In the right hand side RT is taken common and P0 parts are cancelled with each other, so the part that is left is RT ln F prime by F double prime. This equation 12 is now reserved for us. It will be utilized later on, but before that we have to integrate equation number 10. What was the equation number 10? Equation number 10 was d mu equals to v bar dp, and in order to do that we have to give some limit. In the lower limit, this P prime, this is a lower pressure than P prime, so in the lower limit we are giving P prime, P double prime, and this P prime in the upper limit. Here in the left hand side we are giving the lower limit of the integration mu double prime, and in the upper limit mu prime. That means from mu double prime to mu prime and from P double prime to P prime. That is we are writing here by imposing the pressure limits from P double prime to P prime, so that the corresponding chemical potentials are mu double prime to mu prime. We have the equation, this one. What is the equation? Now mu bar integration mu double prime to mu prime of d mu equals to integration P double prime to P prime of v bar dp. On integrating left hand side we can easily write mu prime minus mu double prime. The right hand side remains the same. This is equation number 13. Now as we have reserved equation number 12, so this 12th equation is recalled here. This is equation number 12, and this equation is being compared with equation number 13. So it is seen that the left hand sides are same, so the right hand sides would also be equal. So the right hand side of equation number 12 is this one, and the right hand side of equation number 13 is this one. So we got another new equation, and by dividing both sides by RT we get equation number 14. What is the equation number 14? The equation number 14 is ln F prime by F double prime equals to integration P prime P double prime to P prime v bar by RT dp. So this is equation number 14. In order to get an identical pressure equation, we have to integrate dp by P by giving limits P double prime to P prime. What is our next thing? What we have to do? That we have to get an identical equation in terms of pressure. here this equation number 14 is in terms of fugacity, but in terms of pressure we have to get the term ln p prime by p double prime. So how this can be obtained? Simply by integrating what? Integrating dp by p. dp by p gives ln p, and if you give the limits p double prime to p prime, then you will get in the left hand side ln p prime by p double prime. So in order to get an identical equation, pressure equation, this is the fugacity equation. Now we are going to get a pressure equation. We have to integrate dp by p by giving limits p double prime to p prime. Thus we would get this equation. Okay, so in the right hand side we are getting ln p prime by p double prime. Now just shuffle them. This part is written in the left hand side and this part is written in the right hand side. Thus we get an identical equation of equation 14. Look, the equation in the left hand side of equation 14, what was there? F prime by f double prime. Now in the equation 15 we are getting p prime by p double prime. Okay, so these two right hand sides of equation 14 and 15 should be same. We are doing just equalizing them and writing it here. No, we are actually not same. They are not same. How can that be same? The left hand sides are same. No, the left hand sides are not same. We have to combine them. Just subtract. Okay, so subtraction of ln f prime by f double prime minus ln p prime by p double prime gives what? Gives ln f prime p double prime over f double prime p prime. So this is the combined form of the equation, and in the right hand side the two terms are simply shown as a subtraction and dp is taken as common. Thus we get equation number 16. So this equation number 16 can be simplified now. If the lower limit pressure p double prime approaches 0, that means if this one approaches 0, then at low pressure, pressure and fugacity are same. That means real gases behave ideally, and at that situation pressure and fugacity have no difference. So in that case these two terms can cancel each other, p double prime and f double prime. So what is left in the left hand side? The left hand side becomes ln f prime by p prime. These two are cancelling each other. So what is left? F prime by p prime. Then the gas behaves ideally. So as I have said, the gas starts behaving ideally and f double prime approaches p double prime, and these two cancel each other. So the ratio, this ratio approaches f prime by p prime. Okay, and this way equation 16 can be written as ln f prime by p prime equals to integration. Look here, instead of p double prime we are writing 0 now, because we have changed the value of p double prime as 0 pressure. So the lower limit has been changed, but the upper limit remains the same, and the term within the parenthesis is also same, and the common term dp. Thus we get equation number 17. For 1 mole of a real gas we have the van der Waals equation. Now for van der Waals equation, what happens? This is the van der Waals equation, p plus a by v square into v minus b, for actually p plus n square a by v square into v minus nb equals to nRT. So if divide both sides by n, then v parts become v bar and n parts actually removes. N becomes 1, okay, for 1 mole. So this equation is p plus a by v square bar into v bar minus b equals to RT. Just multiply these two terms in the parenthesis, gives pv bar plus a by v bar minus ab by v square bar minus pb equals to RT. Okay, and this RT when taken to the left hand side then becomes minus RT equals to 0. Now AB is too small compared to v square. Okay, actually compared to v, AB is small, but compared to v square AB becomes too small. So this part is neglected. So this part is neglected here, and P is taken as common, so it gives P into v bar plus A by PV bar minus B minus RT by P. Okay, now put PV bar equals to RT. Okay, here this is PV bar instead of PV bar. Just for in order to simplify it, we just put here the value RT, and thus we get the second virial coefficient B. How? Now V bar equals to RT by P plus B minus A by RT. This part is the second virial coefficient. So V bar is actually RT by P plus B. Therefore, we get this equation. This equation was actually appearing from the beginning. Actually, this should have come right now. Okay, this is the technical problem, but right now it is coming. Okay, so what is the equation? Equation is this equation when rearranged. Okay, then gives this relationship is obtained. What is the relationship? Now V bar by RT minus 1 by P equals to B by RT. And remember equation number 17, within the parenthesis it was there, V bar by RT minus 1 by P. So we have to put this value in the parenthesis of the equation number 17. And not only that, along with we have to write P dash as normal any pressure P and F dash as any fugacity F. Okay, then equation 17 can be expressed as ln F by P. So in equation 17, what was in the left hand side? It was ln F prime by P prime. But right now we are abolishing this prime parts. That means it is any fugacity F, any pressure P, other than the standard state. Okay, so this is F by P, and in the right hand side we had integration 0 to P, and within the parenthesis we had this term V bar by RT minus 1 by P. So instead of V bar by RT minus 1 by P, we are putting B by RT. B is the second virial coefficient. So we are writing here B by RT, and dP is common. Okay, so on integrating, this part gives the result B into P by RT, and on imposing the integration, P becomes P minus 0, that is P. So it becomes BP by RT. And when this logarithmic part is removed, then it goes to the power of the exponential. That means e to the power BP by RT. When this so F by P equals to e to the power BP by RT. When this P is taken to the right hand side, so it is simply multiplied with the exponential. That means it becomes P into e to the power BP by RT, and that is the final expression of fugacity, where there is pressure, not P0. Okay, in the previous equation, equation number 16, we got actually in terms of P0, but right now we are getting the final expression in terms of P. Okay, so this is the final expression of fugacity. Now F by P is fugacity coefficient. This is written as phi. Look, fugacity coefficient is our next thing that is going to be discussed. The ratio F by P equal to phi, and nothing but F by P is nothing but e to the power PP by RT. Okay, this is known as the fugacity coefficient. Just this is the typing error. Don't give this bracket. This is typing error. Natural log of which may be written as what? Natural log of F by P. So natural log of F by P should be what? Simply BP by RT. This exponential term would now vanish. So ln phi is BP by RT. This P is capital P. Okay, BP by RT. So at P tends to 0, phi becomes 1, because the real gas behaves ideally. So at P tends to 0, phi tends to 1. So the limiting case should be at P tends to 0, the value of F by P, or the value of phi, is equal to what? F equals to is equal to 1, and if this is equal to 1 means F equals to P. Okay, F by P equals to 1, so F equals to P. So that's all about fugacity and idealized pressure of a real gas. And for ideal gas, the value of fugacity coefficient is always 1. Okay, so it's a very lengthy lecture today, but listen to it very carefully. Okay, so thank you, have a nice day.